Welcome to Awesome Feature Friday from AllThingsCX. This week, we're going to spend a little bit of time in RingCX and we're going to play around with configuring RingSense. So if you've taken a look at the first look video, if you've taken a look at the part one demo, you'll have seen basically everything just out of the box when we just got RingSense up and working. Now we're actually going to go and try and configure it and see what happens. So this demo will be a little bit clipped up. We'll have different sections where I talk you through what I'm doing, but enjoy. So this is my base page when I log in to RingSense. I can see my calls, I can have a look at team calls, and I can look at all calls. So I've got a couple from Tristan here. You can see the customer party, all that kind of good stuff. We can see it's come across from RingCX as well. On Tristan's, we actually have some insights. So actually, if I sort these by score, we can see we've got some insights here, some feedback, all that kind of good stuff, which you've seen on earlier demonstrations. I'm logged in at the moment as my admin. I've got a couple of other roles I can utilize as well. We're going to go and take a look at that in a bit more detail now. So here I've got my people. So I can see here I've got 5 people in the platform here, the different roles that they have, different supervisors, agents, etc. So we don't actually have a team with everyone in at the moment, so that's something we might want to do. In fact, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to add all of those users in here, create those. And then we have 3 roles. So you've got admin, agent, and supervisor. If I go and have a look at the agent role, for example, we can see it's pretty granular what I can do here, what I'm able to look at. Now that we have our team, what we're going to do is look at the organization. So I'm going to click on organization. We're AllThingsCX. Here we're just looking at the language, the locale, all that kind of good stuff. Just want to make sure we're using English UK. Let's just actually just type that in, make sure that is. Lots of variations, but because it's English UK, that is just straight English. You select an industry. This looks to be only one at the moment. We were B2B SaaS. At the moment, we're just doing some automotive demos, so we've changed it over to that. But see, there's lots you can do here. Under call type, this is the type of calls, and we can say here what we're doing. So I'm going to say support requests. And then that is going to start to generate tailored default trackers and scorecards, which we'll then go and create. I'm also going to add sales inquiries. I'm not going to do these other 2, but you can have an idea of what regulatory compliance informing means. We can start to redact information as well. So let's do that. We could potentially bring in here certain bits of information. Now, this looks to be a little bit US centric at the moment, but we can bring in a credit card number. So if I put that in there, then we can test that later on as well. And then custom vocabulary. So this is items we want to add in here. So I'm going to say all things CX in there, because sometimes that does not come through on a transcript. Okay, now we've got those building blocks in place. It's time to start creating some trackers. So again, we're in admin settings. We're going to click trackers. And we've got a couple here already created out of the box. In fact, there seems to be 50 out of the box. So we can scroll through these. We can have a look at each of these. We can put them in different orders as well. Objection handling, closing. You can scroll through these as you need to. We can go into these and edit them and move them. Realistically, these are out of the box. We don't necessarily want to go and create anything on top of this. You might refine it over time, but these are just published trackers that we can then utilize. I can create a tracker. So I'm going to call this auto repair. I'm just going to put my initials behind it. These are going to be our keywords. So I'm going to say accident, car, go with road. That'll give us a start there. Then in terms of tags, we can decide any tags we want to add here. Realistically, don't need to do that. And likewise, the track when mentioned by. So this is whether it's mentioned by your agent or your customer. So actually we want to add a customer on this as well, as they are more likely to get this booked in as well. The tags we would use for filtering, we haven't really got any tags set up at the moment, and we can include related word forms as well. And I'm going to hit publish and create that. So that tracker is there. It's going to be number 51. I'm going to guess that is on our final screen. So let's click move, and we're going to put that number 1. I think I've just done something that I used to advise engineers never to do on demo platforms, which is don't put your config as number 1 on the platform, just to make your life easier. But for the sake of this demo, the rules are going to be broken. Okay, so we've got our tracker. We can now see that. We've got all of that kind of stuff. I could have put, you see here, this is conceptual, this second one, so there's a lot more text involved there. It might be over time as well, we build out this tracker as we have more content. So we created our tracker. Now what we want to do is actually make sure we've got a scorecard that we can score items with. So I'm going to click scorecards here. And again, we have some out of the box. We have 3. I am going to create a new one. Now these are used so that managers can provide specific feedback based on a call, based on an interaction. Digital is coming to RingSense in the near future as well. So what we're going to do here again is call this Auto Repair CH. I like consistency through a demo platform. So we're going to say this is a support request, and we're going to do a rating. And again, we just add our questions here. We're just going to go with that. 4 questions to start with. I'm going to hit publish and click create. So then we have that. Again, I'm just going to be cheeky and move that. We can also just drag that up to the top, and then it's going to reorder. Right, so there we go. We've got our scorecards. We've got everything now where we can start to provide people with coaching, with an understanding of how they're working.